almost over. So you know what that means. Time to get ready for back to school. We've picked out a few of our favorite videos so you can build your dolls the ultimate learning environment. From the lunchroom to the classroom, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I am going to make a doll art room in a box using a recycled cardboard box, skinny sticks and popsicle sticks, plastic tops and lids, felt, a Q-tip, craft paint, printable scrapbook paper from our blog, scrapbook paper, as well as our printable classroom accessories. I start by removing the tabs from one side of the box. Use the other tabs to close up the other end of the box. And I'm going to cut out a portion of the top because I like a lot of light coming into our doll rooms. Use the leftover cardboard to reinforce the walls and ceiling. Cover the walls with the scrapbook paper printables or scrapbook paper from the craft store. And for our art room, we chose to use the printable bricks on top and a scrapbook paper on the bottom, and wood-colored scrapbook paper for the trim. We cut out our classroom printables, and to make the door, it required two separate pieces, one for the bottom and another for the top. And we just trimmed the bottom off of one, then glued them together. Add a few windows, a chalkboard, and a clock. And for the chalkboard, I paint a skinny stick. Glued it underneath, cut the center out of a Q-tip for chalk, cut a small piece of a skinny stick, sand away the rough edges, glue it to a piece of felt, trim off the excess to make a chalk eraser. Cut the ends off of popsicle sticks, glue them together to make a bookshelf. Make books from our recycled book tutorial using leftover cardboard and old magazines, or one of our printables to make books for the bookshelf. Cut and glue together pieces of cardboard, cover with paper, cut and glue together popsicle sticks, paint it, glue them to the bottom. We added another popsicle stick to help brace the legs to make a desk or workstation. Using a few ideas from our art supplies video, we make an easel, only this time we extend the legs by cutting the ends off of two popsicle sticks and gluing them together. Then used another one to cover the seam. Once complete, we glued the empty caps from our glue sticks onto the side to make a bucket to hold our toothpick paintbrushes. Create mini paintings or use the printables from our blog. Just cut them out, glue them onto a recycled box, cut them out, then decorate the room. Using a silver colored lid, cut out a circle, glue a small bottle cap into a larger one, glue the circle on top to make a pottery wheel. Add a few stools from our How to Make a Doll Stool video. To finish it off, we use more printables on the outside of the box to make more school scenes. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
I am going to make a chemistry set for a doll using recycled paperboard, recycled computer paper, craft paint, plastic beads, a thin wooden dowel, toothpicks, clear straws, and glue. I start by cutting paper, roll it on a wooden dowel, use glue to secure the end, remove it from the wooden dowel, then fill with hot glue. Repeat to make 4. Draw a rectangle on paperboard, cut it out, cut the corners to fit the paper tubes. Depending on the size of the tubes, a hole punch might be helpful. Cut a few more, then glue them together. Cut, stack, and glue pieces of paperboard to glue onto the rectangle, to the sides, back, and center. Glue the paper tubes to the corners. Cut a larger rectangle out of paperboard. Make several, setting one aside. I sketch a small rectangle at one end, cut it out, Repeat on the others. Stack and glue them together, gluing the uncut piece of paperboard on bottom to make the top of the table. If I feel like the legs of the table need more support, I just add more paper tubes. Paint it, glue the two pieces together, cut a paper clip, glue a bead to the bottom, top, and side. Paint it, then glue it on for a faucet. Stack and glue leftover paperboard into small rectangles. Glue paper tubes to the bottom to make stools. For a little detail, we cut a small piece of paperboard and glued it on top. Cut thin strips of leftover paperboard, plan, and punch out holes using a hole puncher. Stack and glue them together, gluing a solid one to the bottom. Paint it, cut pieces of a clear straw, place the straws inside for test tubes in a holder. We mixed a little craft paint and glue, then carefully applied it to the inside of the straw, allowing the glue mixture to close the end, making it appear as if the test tubes contained chemicals. Paint a small piece of paperboard, glue a straw on top, wrap a small piece of painted paperboard at the bottom to make a graduated cylinder, or glue a straw to a bead to make a flask. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
I am going to make a classroom for a doll using cardboard boxes, printables from our blog, Q-tips, a ping pong ball, mini wooden dowels or toothpicks, a plastic ring from a bottle, a button, a bead, felt, skinny sticks, craft paint, scrapbook paper, paper, and glue. I start by preparing a box just as we do for our basic box room. Only this time I'm going to connect two boxes. By removing the tabs, cut out the top, then cut down the side that will be next to the other box. Repeat on the other box, then glue and fit them together. Begin reinforcing the sides with extra cardboard, cover the top with white paper, cover the walls with printables from our blog or scrapbook paper, then cover the floor and around the outside of the box. We cut out printables from our blog to make doors, windows, lockers on the outside of the box, outlets, light switches, posters, clock, and chalkboard. I can even cut sections of scrapbook paper to add fun details like a map or a working chalkboard. Using chalkboard scrapbook paper, paint skinny sticks, glue them under the chalkboard to hold chalk made from cut pieces of Q-tips. Glue felt to a cut piece of a skinny stick to make a chalk eraser that really works. Glue together pieces of cardboard to form a box at the end of a board. Cover with paper, and I'm choosing to cover the lower half with a wood grain paper. Cover pieces of cardboard with paper, glue them on the box, glue another piece of cardboard on top for a counter, make a smaller set of boxes to add to the top to make faux cabinets for the room. We glue our science project printable onto a piece of paperboard, then add a few items from previous videos to look like an experiment has been done. I make a small hole in a ping pong ball, chipping away. I'm even using my needle nose pliers so that it's large enough for a wooden dowel or toothpick to pass through. Paint it, cut a plastic ring, glue it to the ends of the wooden dowel, glue the plastic ring to a bead, glue the bead to a button, paint it to make a globe. We used our doll science lab tables for desks, only this time we left off the sink. Place a toy frog inside of a glitter or bead jar for the dolls to examine, add a few books, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
is a quick craft. We thought it would be fun to make our printable lockers open. So now you can see what's inside of an empty locker or one that is fully decorated. Simply print out the printable from our blog, cut it out, fold the left side over, then fold the right side back, apply glue underneath the front panel to make the door. However, to give the door some strength, add a piece of cardstock before gluing. Trim off the excess, taking care not to cut the spine. Glue it into the school scene to make a locker that opens. You can add your own personal touch using stickers or other printables from our blog. Write a fun message on the board, and to share the fun, add a piece of cardstock to the back to turn this fun doll craft into a card. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Now that we have completed our lunch tables, our dolls need something to eat. So I am going to make a lunch line for a doll using recycled cereal boxes, clear plastic from packaging, scrapbook paper, white paper, craft paint, and glue. I start by finding a cereal box that comes to the doll's waist. Carefully cut along the edge to remove the side. Cut more cereal boxes to reinforce the sides with a few layers until it's sturdy. Cover with paper, and I chose to cover the inside with a white paper and the outside with a wood grain scrapbook paper. Cut strips of paperboard, then stack and glue them together. Cover with paper, glue a few into the box to make shelves. Cut stacks of paperboard for the bottom and top. Stack and glue layers together for strength. Cover with paper, and I want to make sure the paper has a really good contact, so I apply the glue generously, making sure to get to the very edge. Place the paper on top and smooth it out. Then flip it over and tightly wrap the edges to make sure the paper is attached with no air pockets. Cut thin strips of paperboard, glue them on half of the board for the countertop. Paint it using thin coats of a metallic acrylic paint. Once dried, glue them to the box. Make 2 painted and covered triangles. Glue them on top. Cut a piece of clear plastic to reach from one triangle to the other. Paint thin strips of paperboard. Glue them around the clear plastic. Then glue it to the triangles. Cut rectangles and thin strips from paperboard. Glue 2 rectangles together, then cut and glue the strips on top to make trays. Add multiple layers to make the sides higher. Add them through the middle to make sections. Sand the corners round, paint them, seal it with a clear glue like Mod Podge to make trays for behind the counter and for the students. Stack, glue, and cover paperboard. Cut out images from magazines and newspapers, glue them on, and then glue the 2 pieces together to make a small cash register. Use food items from previous videos like our doll carnival food for items like hot dogs and corn dogs, our doll meatloaf. Cut craft foam for carrot sticks. Use tissue paper and beads for salad. One of our chocolate chip cookies for dessert. And we can't forget a carton of milk from our doll lunches video to complete the food station for our lunch line. We are going to use the room that we built in our doll prom video for the cafeteria because it has a large open space. We place our lunch line on the side wall, add our lunch tables, then a trash can from our doll trash can video, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
Using some ideas from our doll toy box video, I am going to make a locker for a doll using an empty toothpaste box. Resize the lockers to fit any size doll by using a different size box, clear tape, cardstock, printables from our blog, recycled paperboard, scrapbook paper, magnets, and glue. I start by cutting a toothpaste box down the side. To open on the side, cover with paper, cut pieces of paperboard to fit on the inside, stacking and gluing several pieces for the left side. Cover them with paper, glue them inside, glue paper into the back of the box, cut small pieces of paperboard to cover and fit inside for a shelf. Then added one to the bottom and top. Draw on locker details or cut out parts from our printable lockers and glue them on. Glue on a bead or stack and glue cutouts from a hole punch to give the combination lock some dimension. Take 2 magnets, and we just took one of these square magnets from the craft store and cut it in half. Making sure they attract, glue one magnet to the door and the other to the wall. And I chose to glue the magnets low to keep them out of sight. Repeat to make a row of lockers. Stack and glue a few more pieces of paperboard, cover with paper, then glue them between the lockers. We use some of the printables to decorate the inside of the lockers. We glue our cork board to a few layers of cardstock to give it dimension. Put clear tape on our printable whiteboard to make a dry erase board that really works with dry erase markers. Fill it with your doll's things, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
Thank you for joining us for this My Froggy Stuff mashup. Let us know what mashups you would like to see in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time. Bye!